Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mind Your Own Business. I'm so happy to be with you. Today's going to be a life-changing day. It might be the best Mind Your Own Business we've ever done. It might be. We say that every time. I'm super glad you have your success journal out. I'm going to walk you through an activity that could potentially set you up for the most clarity you've ever had in your life and the most rich, aligned life. I'm currently creating a year-long series of masterclasses, and my next masterclass is something that is related today, and it's something that I take a stand for, and it's this idea of, can we have it all? And I truly believe the whole work-life balance is kind of just misunderstood. And instead of balance, I think we can have it all if we're talking about being in alignment in terms of our own definitions of success and what we want to create in our life. And so I want you to think of, something we've talked about. Pamela trained on this at one point, is when you think of your APL Go business, it's one piece of you. You are a human being having lots of experiences on this planet. And one piece is how you express yourself in your business and your mission. And that could be APL Go. And I really believe that how we do one thing is how we do all things. And if we can kind of get in perfect alignment, there's no thud of the wheel, right? And so I want you to think about, what were your New Year's resolutions, if you made any? What were your intentions for 2022? It's March 17th. And so we've got 2.5 months in, and we're just going to kind of relook at what do we want to create for 2022. And it's going to be great. So grab your success journals. I am taking my inspiration from my favorite book of all time. Yes, The Everyday Hero Manifesto, Jano's favorite book now too. Okay, so on page 231, he talks about, Raman Sharma's like the coach of all coaches. He's written 20 million copies of his books and blah, blah, blah. He's amazing. So I'm going to give you a construct to really think of, but this concept is this chapter is called 8 Forms of Wealth. And it's going to set up how we're going to talk about all the different areas of your life. And I'm going to pull up a visual so that you can use it for our writing activity. But I want to read you a paragraph first. So, one of my mentors said once, I'm not only interested in you being rich, I'm interested in you living a rich life. Right? And so there are 8 forms of wealth. But he says, our culture trains us to believe that wealth only comes in one form, money. I disagree. There are a lot of people who have a lot of cash and not much else. Such souls are cash rich, but joy poor. Cash rich, but joy poor. They have economic liquidity, but poverty of positivity. His words are I just love them. And spiritual scarcity. Okay, so the higher life is where we're integrating all of these things, right? He says joy, peace, and freedom. Joy, peace, and freedom are 1,000,000 times more valuable than fame, fortune, and applause. At least the way I see it. There are 8 major dimensions of wealth to work on if you're serious about a life of genuine abundance and true riches. And we all want that, right? We all want that. So let me pull it up. Oh, yay. Okay, you can all see that? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple minutes to make a list of our top 10 priorities for 2022. And the way that you're going to make this list is you're going to refer to these different forms of wealth. And let me go through them before we start writing about them. And you will have your roadmap, your personal GPS for what you want your top 10 priorities to be in 2022. Okay. So the first area, he says, of wealth is self-mastery. So what is self-mastery? This is all the personal development. How do you want to be a master of your psyche, of your mindset, of your health, of your spirituality? Are you, what would be important in 2022 for you to focus on to have self-mastery? Maybe that's confidence. Maybe it's discipline. Maybe it's I need to stay connected to my higher power. Maybe it's, I want to have emotional intelligence as a leader. Okay. So that all goes into self-mastery. What would be a priority for you this year in terms of self-mastery? Okay. Health, very explanatory, but what do you need in terms of vibrancy in your health and your fitness and your nutrition and any of those things? We know that the happiest, healthiest, most successful people have great vibrancy and energy from their health. What would be a priority for you there? Family. What would it take to have a world-class family? That Garth knows that since I've been reading this. We're like, we're going to have a world-class marriage, and a world-class probably means me stopping yelling about technology, right, Garth Oxel? But world-class, what are there any priorities you have in terms of your family? Your craft is your job. So APL Go would go in the craft part, as well as any other jobs that you do or occupation. How, or if anything, what do you want to develop so that you can be world-class at that? Because really the gift that you give the world is you being world-class. Prosperity is money, it's finances. So do you want to save? Do you want to be debt-free? Do you want to have certain amount of monthly income each month from APL Go? Do you know, what are the goals there? Priorities there, prosperity. How do you want to be spending your money? Anything that comes up there. Mentors. So if you ask Brendon Burchard, if you ask any Dean Graziosi, whenever they're asked, what's the one thing that like has helped you be successful? They always say, I decided to hang around other successful people and I learned. So you know me, I'm always reading about something. It's not necessarily because I don't know enough. It's because leaders and masters of their life never stop learning. They never stop learning. So what are you doing in that area in terms of mentorship? Where are you learning how to skill up? Adventure is your sense of fun in your life. Do you want to go, find new hikes? Do you want to travel? Do you want to find new restaurants? Do you want to try a new recipe every week? What is your sense of adventure and fun? And how do you want to grow that? Because that's a form of wealth, to have joy and fun. And then impact is just what that sounds like. So how might you want to focus on that? And so you'll find there are different priorities that you might have. You might be like, oh my gosh, I'm really heavy in that one area. But you're going to make now your top 10 list of priorities for 2022. I'm going to play a song for 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to share what we want to share. But let's see what comes up. And in 5 minutes, you'll have exactly what you want in 2022. You'll know exactly what you want. So I will start the music now and we'll come back in 5 minutes. Top 10 priorities for 2022. Okay, welcome back, everybody. That was beautiful. Before we start sharing, Robin Sharma has this idea that he speaks about a lot, and maybe you've heard it before, but without clarity, right? We could potentially spend our lives climbing mountains only to reach the wrong summit. You don't want to be climbing mountains and spending this one wild and precious life that you have and be climbing the wrong mountain. Does that make sense? Okay. So I would love if any of you shared your list. And I want to teach you a concept that I think will help you integrate and live an aligned life. I want you to understand that all of these 8 parts of wealth are all connected. So I have learned to train my brain to say things like, look at me growing my APL Go business by going to the gym. Well, why would I say that? Because I know a healthy Erin is a better leader, is a more productive Erin. Look at me spending quality time with my children and growing my business and showing that I'm growing my business. Like, I want you to connect every single thing to every single thing. Look at me growing my confidence to grow my wealth. Look at me growing my physical fitness to grow my confidence. Look at me tending to my family, which gives me more joy and energy. So every single thing is connected. Okay, so I would love to hear your top 10 priorities for 2022. Who would like to go first? Thank you, Kevin, for sharing. You have to unmute yourselves. I have my list right here. I actually made 4 lists. They're all over my house so that I remember. Does someone want to unmute and go?
I will.
Or share any? Okay, great. Thank you.
This is Laurie.
Thank you. Hi, Laurie.
Okay.
Okay.
As we know, all of our lists look different than everybody else's.
Yes.
And I have to tell myself that.
Yes.
So here's some of the things I wrote down. My list, of course, isn't complete in that amount of time. Yeah. But for me, starting with self-mastery, the first thing that I need to do is to put my Savior and the gospel first in my life. Mm-hmm. And I do, but I need to make it more of a daily focus. And I need to have a mindset that helps me to feed that positive daily attitude and behaviors. And that will obviously help other things. Mm-hmm. For my health, I need to get back to eating really clean and exercising daily and taking care of my body, because I know when I do that, I feel better in every single thing that I do. Mm-hmm. For family, this is a huge one for me because it takes a lot of my time. And today I learned a definition of the word sacrifice, which comes from the original words that make it up in whatever language, Greek or whatever. And it said that it means to make sacred. So instead of feeling like I'm giving up, I want to think of what I'm doing and giving as being a sacred offering to those around me, and to love without question. And I really need to step back in projecting my view and my ways of doing things on the people in my family. I need to let them have their own autonomy and yet be able to love them. Okay, my craft is to remain constant in pursuing my business goals. And constancy and consistency are really important to me in that I may not be able to move as fast through the goals that I have as other people, but I know that if I keep consistent and involved, that I will be able to do better and to improve. And I also want to improve in other areas of my life. For instance, I sing, And I need to spend more time singing because it makes me happier and it makes me feel better too.
Mm.
And so I'll share positivity in these areas by doing those things. Okay. Prosperity, work towards moving forward and growing my team and my customer base. That's a daily thing. Mentors, I will read every day and I will follow uplifting mentors, both through books and through opportunities to hear what they have to teach me and to use it in my life. And then I will take one step further and I will share what I have learned with people in my life.
Oof.
Adventure, there's no adventure in my life right now unless
Oh.
you include what 3 and 4-year-olds make adventurous in a daily life. So I need to recapture the fun in my life and make the activities that I participate in with my family and my husband be more fun and not just related to the have-tos of the day.
Uh-huh.
And impact, I didn't write anything down yet, but I think if I do all these things that I will have an impact on the
Yes,
people
look
that
at
are in
that.
my life.
Oh my gosh, you
That's
guys, give her a round of applause. That was beautiful, Lori. Lori,
It
that
was
was absolutely
scary.
beautiful. It was
It was,
scary.
scary to share.
Oh, thank you for sharing then. Thank you. I can just so clearly see how they're all interwoven. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yes. Who would like to share? Oh, what I want to suggest is you guys get as specific as you can. So Kevin, I love your list and I want you to go back to it and say, and even Lori, like I want to grow my business. What does that look like for 2022? And kind of just play with that. What does actually savings, what does that mean to you? Kevin, what does success actually mean? And so, one of my goals was to get in the best shape of my life. And that meant I know I'm eating clean 6 days a week. And I have one day that I allow myself in a decadence kind of thing. And so getting specific is helpful too, because it'll give you a sense. Like one of my goals is emotional mastery. And so now before every meeting, I'm trying to have that. Okay. So who else wants to share, maybe in addition, anything else that they have, or a couple things that they have, because it will all help us think about things. Jennifer Knoll, did you raise your hand? Please unmute. Thank you.
Well, I something under each one. The self-mastery, I was trying to recall what mastering skills, I guess. Is that what you
No,
meant?
that's personal development, your spirituality, and everything that's related to yourself and personal development.
Oh, okay. Well, I do that, as I told you. I hadn't done it for a year maybe, but somebody had given me that book, Coming to Jesus, with the phrases every single morning with the quotes.
Mhm.
But it was a quote and then there was a Bible verse, and sometimes I go to the Bible verse, but sometimes the quote is just enough for me, and it's just sort of the way to start the day, because I've learned that from you. It's different. Or meditating, it's sort of changed my whole thing. Instead of getting up and just like, I get up and I just like go.
Mhm.
And so I've been trying to do that more instead of just getting out of bed. And like this morning, just today, I got up at 5:15 to go pick up friends to take to the airport, pick them up at 6 a.m., drove an hour and 20 minutes to the Philadelphia airport, literally, well, a little bit more, dropped them off, turned around, came back, but I made it to the gym, and my priority was get to the 9:30, because I'm Eastern time, the 9:30, and I got to the gym at 9:15 a.m. for the class at 9:30. And it's like a cardio, it's like my health is my number one, and I'm there going, and you know how old I am, and I'm like the oldest one in that class,
You know
jumping
how
around
old
like
I
a
am. Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Oh,
chicken.
that's
And I'm
wonderful.
like, yeah. So anyway, eating healthy and keeping active.
Great.
Makes me feel, because if I feel good, I'll be able to
Yes.
produce more.
You need
And then
energy
I'm
to be in sales,
happier, and I
people.
need energy.
Yes.
Yeah. So then
Is your
eating
book,
right, etc.
is your book Jesus Calling? Is that what it is?
Jesus Calling. Yeah.
Okay,
What did I
okay.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on mine too. Yeah, reading that every day.
Yeah.
Any others
Jesus
that are
Calling.
unique?
And I like the mentors. Like I follow you, and I love Gloria McDonald. I don't know if you know who that is. She's
Uh-uh.
amazing. Then I like Matt Morris. I like Rob Spear. I like everybody. And I've got to realize I can't follow everybody all the time
Yeah, I was
because
just
I'm
gonna
making
say,
myself crazy.
one of my goals this year is just to get through Robin Sharma's stuff. And so that helps me
Yeah.
and then create my own higher life stuff. And so it's like, it gives my brain some bumpers of who I'm going to follow for the next year. I like it.
Right. Because it's like, oh, here, this is him and him and him and him and him and
No,
her.
yeah,
That's
no,
why
no.
I
Say
can't
no.
do it all. So
Thank
yes, I'm
you,
trying to do
Jano.
that. And anyway, I want to see my granddaughter more. I want to have
nice.
fun. I want
There
to
you go.
travel.
Okay.
And if I find a great guy, I find a great guy, but I'm tired of looking because I had one, thought it was working. I'm not with Brian anymore. And that's,
sorry.
I know.
Thanks, Jano.
Anyway, love ya. Love everybody.
Oh, I love you too. Does anyone else have any extra ones they want to add that are unique or add to the ones that are important to them?
I think one thing we have to all focus on right now is we need to bring joy, not only to ourselves, but to others, especially during this time.
Mm.
So that's why I try to listen to podcasts that are upbeat, funny, and to the point. That's how we learn.
Mm-hmm.
Joy.
What a great.
I think, and that's my goal. I do every day. I try to post some kind of inspiration. If I can just touch one person each day, then that you're doing your job. I like that.
That's a cool impact one. It's like, I want to touch one person every day for the next year, Beautiful. One thing I'm working on is only going on social media 2 times a day. One, I post in the morning, and the second is I work my leads. And I'm going in for me, and I'm not going in for everyone else. I'm going in for me.
And I think it's crucial to point out that those 2 times a day are not between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. and 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Those are not the 2 times a day.
What are you talking about? At night when I'm sleeping?
No, 4 hours in the morning, 6 hours in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. They're like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Another thing is I'm learning.
I'm only on twice a day. It's just for 10 hours total.
One of the things that's on my top 10 is reels. I'm going to do reels this year.
Yes.
Like that's my impact and my growth. Like, do you see how clear the bumpers are?
Yes.
I'm doing reels, and I'm going to do a reel every day for the next year. And I know that will change things. So who else wants to share an idea? Garth, we're saving for your Rivian. We're saving for your truck. That's in our prosperity.
Okay.
I'm going to try new restaurants.
Are you trying to show us a picture of your truck? Is it on your wall?
It's right
Where's
there.
I got it
We
framed.
can't see. Turn it around. We want to see
Well,
it
here,
again.
hold on.
I made this for Garth. It's so beautiful.
What you focus on,
Yeah.
Every day it's right in front of him.
Oh, cool.
No,
It's
We
not,
see. Well, we can get an idea.
I
Yeah.
need to get more. There we go. Hold on.
Oh,
There you go.
nice. There you go. Wow. All right. There it is.
Yep. It's official. One is a piece of art.
That's right.
another thing you might want to think about is how's the circle of influence in your life working? I want to increase my circle of influence and find some growth friends that I can run with in life and really surround myself with people. And so I'm hanging out in certain groups and creating relationships. And I would like 2 or 3 more growth friends. Anyone else? Joby.
Yeah, I appreciate this on St. Patrick's Day. So of course I'm drinking from my green mug. I hope you're doing green things today. My mother was a McGee. So I got a bit of the Irish in me. And what was fun was when you asked to do this, it wasn't hard to recall in self-mastery, what are my goals this year? In my health, what are my goals this year? With my family, my craft. And again, I've got 5 businesses I'm trying to make the move on, and I know what I'm doing in each of those businesses. Prosperity, got that. Mentors. This year, Michael Burnoff, I know many of you went to his free class. He's really spoken to me and I've invested there. Rob Sperry is also a gentleman who is really like, you know how stylistically your mentors change, right? And so I'm loving his book and I took his 2-day class and just his energy.
Yeah.
And he's in this industry, right? I need to be with somebody outside the industry, someone within the industry. And then Robin Sharma, what's fun, I was trying to download him right now, finally, and I have too many good books. So it says delete some. So, and then the whole concept of that cleansing is always good. Cleansing ideas, cleansing, you know, sometimes friendships and people from your life. Loads of things like that.
Yeah.
So
It's good.
And then-
Cleansing.
adventure, that's Bader. She brings that to me every day. She makes me laugh very hard. I'm going to keep on doing that with her and training her and time with her. We take a lot of part time now that we're doing 16 hours a day. Erin, we're putting 16 good hours together each day. I've been in the park more with Bader's and walking since I've made a decision to do that. That's, you know, and the last one, the impact is I really am starting to believe that by the end of the year, I could be out of that COVID rut. That when I lost my business, you know, overnight 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And if I'm over it, I'm producing again. I'm in production. I'm not just paying my bills. I'm over it. And that
Mhm.
looks like we could be there. So thank you for the exercise. I'm going to do a little more work on it after this call is over because I want to flesh out a few of the different ones. But the fun thing for me was I'm still clear. You know, they really haven't shifted in all the craziness of the world. What I'm working on is still what I'm working on. So thank you.
Thank you, Joby. Thank you, everybody. I hope this blesses you so much. Run your decisions by your dreams first, right? Run your
Always.
decisions by your top 10 priorities first. And
And thank you for telling, I mean, Robin Sharma, just, I can't wait to keep listening to the book. It's like,
know.
I may have to buy it and then just because I'm like, I'm always somewhere where I can't write down what he said. Like Garth said that your whole book is highlighted like a crazy. And I know I would do the same thing,
Yeah,
but
he uses words I don't use, which I love. I love learning
Yeah.
new ways of using words.
yes,
It makes
yes.
me so excited.
yes.
Oh, good. You're so welcome. I love you guys. And
Yeah.
we'll see you tonight for Booking Blitz. And thank you for showing up today. And thank you for showing up for your top 10 list. Bye.
you all.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks, you too.
Garth
Bye.
says he wants me to stay on, so I'm staying on for Garth.
Oh, so
probably
you
wants
can
to
have a
whisper.
moment.
He probably
You
wants
need
to
sweet
whisper
nothings.
sweet nothings into my ear. Yeah,
Nothings.
that's probably. Oh my
Probably
That's
God.
right, Garth. We want to
Bye,
listen.
Dana.
Bye, Joby.
Dana, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Let's all have a quiet time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
One,
Bye-bye.
2, 3, bye.
Debbie. Oh, shoot.